Hey guys, looks like it's beer 30. Let's go see what's in the fridge today.
Hey guys, thanks for stopping by Gregsbeerreviews today. Today's beer comes from Wiseacre Brewing. They're out of Memphis, Tennessee. This was sent to me by Shane. So Shane, thanks again for sending this to me. He tells me that this is his wife's favorite beer right now. So she must like the coffee milk stouts evidently. And that's what this is. Says, gotta get up to get down coffee milk stout. Ale with coffee. And it has no date on it, guys. This is a 5%er is what I've got, because it doesn't have it. They've got a lot of swirly lines on here along with the name of the beer, and that's about it. The government warning's on there, and it says here 12 fluid ounces, 5% alcohol by volume. So they do have the ABV on the can. And at the top it says that they're out of Memphis, Tennessee, brewed by the good folks at Wiseacre Brewing Company in Memphis, Tennessee. So let's see what this is all about. I cannot get, even though they're in Tennessee, I can't get Wiseacre beers here in Virginia. Very strange. We're right next door. So I don't know how big Wiseacre is. I have done a couple of their beers before that people have sent me. So let's see what this is about. I do like a nice coffee porter or coffee stout. So this is a very low ABV one. Another reason it should have a date on it to being a 5%er. So let's see what it brings to the table. Commercial description here says it's a 15 IBUs on this, so it should be very sweet and very easy drinking, especially being a 5%er. Magical, natural processed beans from the Congo region of Ethiopia lead the way to this beautiful coffee stout. This rare variety of coffee leads to aromas of sweet roastedness and flavors of blueberry pie. This rare variety, lactose or milk sugar is added along with oats for a silky medium body and a lush finish. Red Bull and vodka done the long way for old men, not teenagers. I don't know what the hell that's supposed to mean. Food pairings for this style of beer, guys. Sweet milk stout, it says, goes well with your chocolate or desserts. Glassware, pint, becker, non-tumbler, mug, sign ale. I've got my favorite glass today and not recommended for concealing calories. Another reason it should have a date on it. So, let's get this into the glass. 12-ounce can here. Looks pretty dark coming out of the can. I can see a little light through the stream, but it looks pretty dark, and I got a feeling it's going to be pretty dark in the glass. Gotta get up to get down. I've gotten down and can't get up, but I don't know about you gotta get up to get down. Over into the light, I am seeing some red ribbiness around the thin part of the glass here on the bottom, guys. Kind of dark through the big bulb part. About half a finger of head still left here. Let's get a nose on it. I'm getting a rich roasted malt and hints of coffee. Does smell kind of sweet on the back end, only 15 IBUs. Shouldn't be bitter at all. But the coffee notes are definitely coming through. Let's taste it. Cheers, everybody. Cheers, Shane. Wow, big coffee notes. And a lot of these coffees that come from Congo and Ethiopia and Sumatra, a lot of those coffees are really strong coffees. Very nice. Very easy drinking. Very sweet back end. Very pleasant. I can see why his wife really does love this. I think a lot of women would probably really like this beer. As long as I'm not afraid of dark beers. This is very easy drinking. It has a great coffee taste to it. It has a nice sweet back end to it, a milk chocolate if you will. Not bitter at all. Very nice. And I'm probably going to get some bad comments about this, but a nice chick beer if you will. What do you mean by that? Are you down? Whoa, what are you? I don't say that in derogatory. A lot of the ladies like a sweeter beer. Some don't. Some do. Especially some of them, they like a wine, a sweet wine, or something like that, or don't like the taste of a bitter beer. They like a sweeter beer, but they don't want something like an imperial stout or imperial porter that's going to knock them down. They don't like that big booziness a lot of times from the bourbon barrel aging or whatever barrel they decide to put it in. They like a nice, easy drinking, low ABV, sweet beer. So, very nice, very tasty. A lot of coffee, nice sweetness, low bitterness. Very nice, very well done. A very easy drinking. If you wanted to get into a stout or a porter or something in the darker variety, this would be a great one at 5%, something that's not going to knock your head off or anything like that. Very pleasant beer to drink. And if you are into the darker beers, you could drink this and go back outside and do what you were doing. I mean, it's just not going to knock you down at 5%. It's a nice dark lawnmower beer, if you will. Very easy drinking. So let me take it out. She's out on the deck and let her have a sip 2 or 3, see what she thinks of it, and sip on it for just a tad, and come back and see what the final chug and grade brings. I'll be right back. Alright guys, I'm back. Been sipping on this for a little bit. The other half liked it, and she said it was a little on the thin side. It is. It's a 5%er. Very light, very easy drinking. A great introductory beer to this style of beer, which is a sweet stout. Something that's not going to knock your head off or anything like that, like a lot of the stouts or imperial stouts do, especially when you get into the bigger ABV. With this being a 5%er, very easy drinking. I can see why this is his wife's favorite beer. It's a very sweet, 15 IBUs, very nice. You're getting the roasted malt and the coffee in there. Not getting a lot from the cocoa nibs or anything that they use. I'm not getting the blueberry pie like I said in the commercial description. Definitely getting the coffee. Definitely getting the lactose and the sweetness from that. But it is a little on the thin side, which is typical for a 5% beer, especially in this style. Very tasty. I enjoyed this. This is very nice. Just wish it had a date on it so we know how old it is. So, even though it's a stout, it's a 5% stout. So you wouldn't want to have this. You wouldn't want to sell this beer 5%. You want to kind of drink it in the first couple of months that they put it in the can. So another reason to have that date on there. You wouldn't want to buy this beer a year old. So the coffee is going to be faded and being a low ABV beer, not a good combination. So final chug. Decent beer. It is. Above average beer. Very well made beer. Just wish I had put a date on it. That's my only fuss, guys. It's very tasty. To me, guys, I do think it's an A beer, but it's at the bottom scale of the A. I'm going to give this an 8. Numeric rating would probably be a 90 or 91. I'd give it a little bit better if I knew how old the beer was. That does make a difference to me. I like to know that. I like to know how old the beer is I'm drinking. Unless it's a 10, 11, 12% imperial stout or porter or barrel-aged version or something like that, it makes no difference. I'd still like to see the vintage on those. But something that's 5%, we need to have a date on it. That's a low ABV beer. That's like a Budweiser, Miller, or Coors ABV. You kind of want to know that because this beer is not going to keep a long time. It is not. Like I said, you would not want to buy this beer when it's a year old. I wouldn't anyway. So it's only plus about that not having a date on the bottom of it, but still it was a very tasty beer. I enjoyed it, and she did too. She liked it. So thanks again, Shane, for sending it to me. It was very tasty. I would buy this beer if I could get it here if it had a date on it. So, with that being said, we'll go over to Beer Advocate. They say 88 in a very good range. I'm pretty close to that with a 90 or 91. And over to Rate Beer, they've got 97 overall, 97 in style. So, evidently, a lot of people that have reviewed this are very impressed with this beer. So, just wish they would date it so I know how old a beer Like I said, if it had a date on it, I know it's drinking a month-old beer, 2-month-old, 6-month-old beer, it might get a better grade. That makes a difference to me. Since I don't know, it is a very tasty beer, but I got to have that information. And when it doesn't have it, for a 5%er, I got to fuss a little bit. So that's what I'm doing. So we're done fussing. So if you've had this one from Wiseacre, you're gotta get up, to get down, coffee milk stout. Let me know what you think. I enjoyed it. Pretty tasty. Come on back tomorrow. Let's see what we can dig out of that fridge. See you then.